Well, good morning, everyone. This is our family's horse family. Yeah, these belong to my sister, and I'm here in Nevada, and I should say her husband also. They've been married like 36 years. And I want to talk to you about the Palomino. They raise paints, basically, but this one Palomino is my niece's, and it's back over here. So I want to talk to you about the fire in Maui. You know, it's so difficult to talk about and so confusing to so many of you. I've had to take a sabbatical. I mean, I've really had to take a recess from talking about it because I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to stop this video and start it over again just so that I can collect my thoughts and begin again. So the Maui Fire, let's dive into this a little bit. So I post a video because our ministry, really we started ministering to the people of Maui in 1974. I was only 4 years old, yes, but my father was alive. He was 65 when I was born, so he was about 69 at the time, 70. And the people really loved him on the island of Molokai, especially the East End, and some of the people of Maui, especially Lahaina, because that's the port that we would go into when we go from Molokai, go shopping there. And as I grew up and later in life, in my 30s, I bought this building over there and opened it up to the homeless. And that wasn't very long ago. It doesn't seem like it was very long ago. I mean, now I'm in my 50s, and time just goes by faster and faster. But the friendships we made were very, very precious and still are. Clear back to the 70s. And the indigent people are a group of people who really need our help. But I've had people there in the area who are well-to-do, people who had money, who said, I don't believe in stepping stones. They really condemned me for helping anybody who was really in need because they blamed their need on some sort of abuse, drug abuse, some sort of addiction. Well, addictions are real, guys. I've not had to experience those because I see what happens to other people, and I said no at a young age. I'm not going to even try. And I thank God for that. But those people are God's children, and the Bible says what you do for the least of these you do for me. And I started thinking maybe he's talking about the least of society, those people that the wealthy don't like, and they don't want to help because they don't think they're worthy of it. I think they are worthy of it, and we did help them, and we continue to help them. And so when the fire came through Lahaina, I wanted to reach out to all of our people there and let them know that I was here for them, and that if they needed housing, emergency housing situations were available. Not through the FEMA, I'm not talking about through the government's resources, I'm talking about our own families and friends' resources, that because of religious principles and beliefs, we have to help them. We are being tested before God as true Christians, that we need to help these people, not just some people or certain people, but all people. And doesn't matter, really what it's about is who reaches out to us for help. And so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't guilty of neglecting these people that Jesus loves, who he died for, who lost everything in the fire. We lost everything in our Paradise Fire, the whole town. We lost the town, we lost our business, our network, our I don't want to go into detail with that right now. I'm working on another video. I'm planning on posting it soon, that I'm working on, that shows the similarities. And I wanted to do that because I wanted people of Maui to know what is going to happen to them and what's going to transpire over the next 5 years, because it's really a lot of horribleness and political The intelligent people, the attorneys are going to come in from everywhere, and I'm going to talk about that later, and I'll, watch for that video. But this video, I just want to say and explain what happened to me when I posted that video. I got about three calls, messages, and texts, three wonderful people who are locals, and about 2,000 to 3,000 people who were calling with an idea and an effort. They wanted to help. They were calling from outside, different, even Canada, even Mexico, even, not Mexicans, but Americans who were living in Mexico, I guess, and they wanted to be a part of helping. It wasn't the people that I was really trying to reach out to help. It was people, and I didn't want to be the middle person and be under scrutiny of taking money and then not, being accused of not getting it to the right sources. I needed to hear from ground zero. My people, my family, my Ohana, my Hanai children, all of those people in Lahaina, I wanted to hear from them. And I wanted to hear their stories. Well, I didn't hear from any. And the three that I did hear from, what I'll tell you is that there were children playing in cars, and moments later, those children were dead. And how can I talk about that? I couldn't talk about that earlier, hardly. It was too painful. I break down emotionally, and you just can't, your brain can't wrap around that. It's happening right now in Israel and in Gaza, especially in Gaza. And I don't want to break down emotionally. I don't want to be calloused and talk about it like some of the news people where they have no emotion and just a blank stare. So really, truly, guys, I want to be strong. I want to be there for you. I want to be there for the people in Lahaina, and that's what I tried to do. But the thousands of people that contacted me, I was so impressed by so many of you. I love you. I appreciate your effort. But some of the people ended up threatening me. They wanted me to give them money, not money to Maui, no. And they had all these ideas of how they were going to file papers and do things, but then they wanted money. Look at this. We have, obviously horses. We need hay. There was one lady in Texas who even wanted money to buy hay for her horses rather than feed the children or find the children of Lahaina. She had an interest in that, but she harped on needing money for her own needs. Well, I don't doubt that her needs are real, but when I didn't give the money right away, then she got aggressive. And then eventually when I got some money, I was going to send her $100. Then she demanded, she sent me a message, don't ever contact her again. Well, knowing what I knew about her, the things that she was going to do to the perpetrators of this fire, would make anyone shake in their boots, because she is someone who goes after billion-dollar, losses and goes up against the most, the biggest, toughest, most dangerous people. And I thought, well, this is great at first, but then she wanted money for bales of hay, one bale of hay, and then she demanded that I not contact her when I had the money to give. It got so crazy. This is about Maui. This isn't about Texas and someone needing a bale of hay. If someone wants to help, if people want to help, I can direct you. I've got people there at Lahaina, in Lahaina, right at ground zero, and I am on my way there right now. And that's what I wanted to tell you last is I'm getting on a flight. I've left the house. I'm going back there. I will be on the boat. I can take the boat to Lahaina anywhere. I'm going to be working on the boat. I'm going to be in Lahaina, and I'm going to be in Honolulu. I'm going to be on the Big Island. I have my worker, Gary, with me. And I want to give you a true report. I also, as you know, I tried to work with and collaborate with Eric West, and I did get a call from him, and he just screamed and yelled at me and hung up on me. His son was very nice, and I talked to him. That was very nice. And Yeah, that was weird though, and I understand he got thousands of calls, but that wasn't my fault. I have the right to say what I want to say, and I'm not saying anything wrong or bad, or I'm just trying to help these people. So I I did find out, and I got a lot of calls from people who had information. I want to make sure it's still videoing. I got information that was so disturbing. So I'm going to put this at the end. That way, it's not going to get bumped off YouTube or someone's not going to say something. As far as I know and I'm concerned, and I believe it's credible sources, and I was thoroughly convinced myself that there was, and actually some of my friends have found the bullets, and we don't know what to do with them yet, but there were people who were shot and killed in the fire, and those bodies, people that were running out, they didn't want people to escape. The police were trying to keep people in the fire. That's what the information that I know for a fact firsthand was going on. And nothing against, I'm not trying to go against specific police, but I ran the homeless ministry for that area. I know Maui. I know I had a flyer up Maui Police in Action. Nothing against good, honest police departments, but for example, I had 7 tickets in one day from a police officer, and then I found an SD card in our home, which I opened up, and it was in my wife's purse, and it actually had pictures of her and the police officer in bed together. Now, we're no longer together, but I also was evicted by saying they were going to arrest me from my own home, which was crazy. It was not an illegal eviction. An officer just came in and said, Stephen, we're going to evict you. This is the homeless ministry. This is the 7-bedroom house. This is the Kalapa House of Charity that I started. We don't have that anymore because they said they would arrest me that I was trespassing on my own property. See, they don't do things legally there in Maui County. It's all about big companies like BlackRock, and there's information that I have. There are, yes, FEMA's involved, yes, the police are involved, yes, the government's involved, and they have a plan, and it doesn't include the poor and the indigent. What I discovered, personally, that I believe is true, this is my own opinion, is that they were able to wipe out so many people that there's no relatives or no one to report. I saw this happen in another foreign country that I was personally in, and we were working with my wife and I. This is my new, beautiful, sweet, adorable wife of 9 years. That particular place had a few thousand people, about 15,000 in total. And they were not documented. They didn't have birth certificates or anything. They were just surviving. They were surviving off picking up trash, going to the recycle center, things like that, fish from the ocean. They lived on the ocean. And those people were all destroyed. They all died. And that's another story I don't want to get into, but I saw that. I saw the bodies with my own eyes. 2 months of picking up dead corpses and putting them in a mass grave, and they're gone, and they go on with life, and they have their parties. I'm talking about the maybe the upper class. I don't like to call them upper class because I think they're lower than the others, but they go on with their birthday parties, and they go on with their life, and they're just happy. Well, we don't have to worry about them anymore, and they clean up the area, and then they do what they want to with the area. There's all kinds of different maneuvers they can do, but then they hire, of course, all these attorneys start coming in from Chicago and from other areas and offer help, that if you're a victim of blah, 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 let me tell you, it's all baloney. It's all garbage. We've had attorneys working on our case for the wildfire in Paradise. We've never got a penny. They just milk that fund, and it goes to the attorneys. It goes to the big people. But they have to have those different aspects of the program that they have lined up happening, because that's what they do. That's how they do it, and life goes on in their way. And is there anything we can do about it? well, comment. I don't want to do more of these videos because my YouTube channel is really about my family. It's about love, compassion, understanding, and making people laugh. And I don't want to, you know, when our whole town, the most precious place that we have out there on the planet, you know, gets burned up and all the people are dead, you know, how do you talk about it? And then life goes on and there's a big cover-up. There always has to be a big cover-up to try to say that it didn't happen or the people got out. But, you know, where are the kids? Where are the people? Paradise had 50,000 people disappear. 27 in Paradise. There was Concow. There's other areas in the area. And all those people are gone. And it's been years and years. I've contacted a few. They don't have them on the dead list, you know, burned up in the fire. I found a few of my friends in that list. But where are all the people that I can't contact? You know, and I know a lot of these people are, they wanted to be, they kind of wanted to be off-grid. They wanted to be in the country, and they wanted to be living a life a little bit private. So who's going to know? A lot of them didn't have family, stuff like that. So anyway, love you guys. God bless you. Mahalo. I'll give you a report from Lahaina soon, or Hawaii. God bless.